Joe D. We're
Mr.
back.
Espey, everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome to the first show of 2024, the edition of the Can-Am Connection. Everybody, Ryan Espey, your boy Chocolate Thunder. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. How is everybody out there today?
Man, as we're coming on the air here, as I am firing it up, and as soon as I say hi to you, what happens? I get a message from Will Blazeski himself saying, "Pump for the show today. Thanks for the support." So I'm going to fire him a quick message here if I can get
Hey, if he has time to get on, by all means.
if I can get the damn thing to open.
Meanwhile, while you're doing that, yes, Jay Clean, GB, Plexman, James Clark, what is up? Hope everyone had a good new year. I'm so fired up. I know Ryan is because I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm telling you, when you rejuvenate yourself for the upcoming, I guess you could say, arm wrestling season, you kind of do things and say, okay, I got to be all in, this, that, and the other. So, of course, if y'all been following my channel, I'm on day 9 of the 31-day pull-up challenge, whereas, and let me break everything down, because I'm week 2 now. Week 1 was 10 pull-ups a day. Week 2, which is right now, 15. Week 3 is 20, right? Week 4 is 25, and then it's 25, and then like the last few days of that is 30 push-ups a day. So
I did some crazy things over the holidays. I did an 84-hour fast.
yeah, what the hell is that about?
And now I'm actually working out twice a day. I'm doing like a version of the hard 75, but I'm doing it in only over 25 days because that's when I leave for my vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's up with that? Just getting in shape, man. Just getting in shape. That's all.
I guess you got to have a building block. You got to have a base to build on. So, yeah, I get all that,
My goal by the time I compete, P90X J Clean.
I got those DVDs, by the way.
Wow. By the time I pull Robbie Burnett in February, I want to be around the 320 mark.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Dan. Well, the first day there was some bone broth, but other than that, it was water only with maybe some black coffee here and there.
I'm a big coffee drinker, but it pains me to drink coffee without any kind of flavor.
Oh, well, I drink black coffee only, so there you go.
I'm trying to, because again, leading up to my event, because both of us have good events coming up. You got Robbie Burnett in Texas. I got the 64-man Super Series where I got to get myself in good condition. So that's why part of it doing that, just to jump this 31-day pull-up challenge. And then once the 31 days is over, I'm going to keep doing it, just kind of get myself, because I was at my best conditioning then when I did them on a regular basis. Now, here's something you didn't know. So with this 64-man bracket going on, and guys, and I've said this over and over, so I'm going to really start pushing it now. Not 64 entries in a tournament, like 64 men in one class. It's just a 242 class, right? So now we have this big group chat I'm involved in, and they said that they broke everything down to where if you win the whole thing without a loss, it's 7 matches. If you lose the first match, then it takes 13 to win the whole thing. Clifton Erickson, Happy New Year, my friend. What is really going on?
Well, we got to put that up there because it's the first super chat of 2024. Hey, it's been a while since I paid you guys. Now give me some ideas with Jamie Sheldon. Been training like crazy. Also, big news coming in July with a 10 to 12K ND state tournament. And yes, Ryan will be there. There will be left, he says it. Yes, Ryan, there will be left. All right.
When is that again?
July.
Okay. Trying to
Awesome.
think.
Thanks, Clifton. Jay Clean, no, I was not using protein powder because it would have broke my fasts. No other supplements, just water and kosher salt. And aminos on day one.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Clifton, Jamie Sheldon. Well, let me see here. Jamie has very, 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 very strong side pressure, and I'm telling you right now, if you're not ready for that, he can get you. I do know that if the match happens to stop, things will be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jay Clean, I did not lift weights at all except for the first day of that fast. So I don't know how the power held up. All I did was cardio on the other days.
Oh, I lose my mind not lifting.
Yeah, well, and now I'm going crazy and I'm full of soreness throughout my entire body from the thing I'm doing now. But it is what it is. You got your 64-man thing. I got my match with Robbie. I'm going out to Stronghold to referee for them at their upcoming event, which we'll talk about later on. Not later on today, but later on in upcoming shows because they've got some big things going on out there. Alberta's got so many tournaments, man. It's like 5 of them in 7 weeks or something like that.
I would talk about another event coming up this weekend, but what the fuck? I mean, no one's really talking. It's like a hush hush thing. So, oh well.
What's happening this weekend?
Oh, the Las Vegas deal?
Yes. The Las Vegas.
The Vitacell. The only thing I know for sure, and then Arm Wars, of course. And so the only thing I know that, Devin's pulling Corey West left-handed. I know Uncle John might be going toe-to-toe with Ron Bath left-handed. Impromptu match between Devin and Jerry Cataract, that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that one's we'll see. Well, I mean, I pay for the membership to see those videos when they come out, like as soon as they come out. So I'll watch it. And Brzezink's going to be in Vegas, Jay Clean says. And he was just on the cover of Men's Health.
Wow. Yes, it's the February edition. So
yeah, surprising.
So as soon as that bitch comes out, I'm buying one. I tried to look last week, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm thinking, well, when's the month of it? Then I saw it, and I zoomed in on the month, and it's the February edition. So
yeah,
maybe it might be out now. I don't know. It's January now. So
I looked for it a couple days ago, and I could not find it. And yes, they do bring it up here to Canada.
Well, I think I might have to go to an actual bookstore. I've been gone like Fred Meyer's and Safeway, look at the magazine section, which is very reduced. I might need to go to like Walden's bookstore or Barnes and Noble and go, okay, because you guys are nothing but books and magazines. Where can I find this thing at? So
yeah. And this morning I paid for my pay-per-view coming up on Saturday.
Oh shit, I gotta do that too. I'm sold. Where's the link so I can pay that? Where's
I just went and searched the High Five Arm Wrestling on Instagram, and then I found the link is in their bio on Instagram. Okay. That's where I went and found it. There's a link tree link.
Corey West is injured still? What the fuck? Do we know the extension of that? Because he was supposed to pull Pablo at Monster Factory 5. And then they didn't because, injury, but then they kind of messed around after pulling, but I don't know if it was the correct hand, but that was supposed to be that match and Corey got injured. So now he's injured again, or he's still injured from that and he can't pull Devin now. So
why do I feel like lately Corey's really been struggling with injuries?
There was a video just posted up of him and Michael kind of, training, sparring, but I don't know when that exactly was. Per se, I just know it got posted not too long ago.
So Stevie Diamond says Devin has offered Travis, Cody, and Pavlo the match. Travis wouldn't be ready.
Travis is pulling Hermes April 20th.
Yeah, so Travis will be training for that, or you better be training for that.
You could tell when Travis is like about training because he don't sit on no side pressure machine doing a podcast for no reason.
I don't know how. Like, was Devin expecting Cody to like just cancel his main event match at Knuckles Up 2 to go to Vegas instead?
I don't think Devin even realized that it was the same weekend.
Oh man. And Pavlo, I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Knuckles Up number 2 this Saturday. We got some hometown boys there.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Let's
Pick a
start
match.
with the ladies first. Ladies first.
Okay.
So, Elizabeth Mosek, and if you remember her, she is the one that
I know Elizabeth. I pulled on the same card as her in Texas.
Right.
Back when I pulled Corey West. And
very strong.
Go, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's all right. For those that don't know, now can you really call the upset? Because remember back in the spring of last year, they had the not WL. Fuck. Oh, why is that on my mind the last couple of days? It was the finals of the East versus West. Remember, it had those qualifiers and stuff?
Yeah.
And then the finals were in Virginia, and you had the finals. The champion for that weight class was Michelle Dugan and Elizabeth Mosek. And the buzz around was that, hey, it's all, the Scorpion, Black Scorpion, right? Michelle Dugan. It's hers to lose. And she was the heavy favorite going into the final. But Elizabeth had other plans, beat her, and I was like, yes, I was probably one of the very few people that actually picked her to win. And yes, now she punched her ticket to East versus West, and she pulled Carolina Peterson, and that didn't go so well because you have somebody who's very, very strong, Elizabeth, but then you have somebody who's very experienced as Carolina, as every other woman from Sweden. So there you go, right? Now, you got Lynn, how you pronounce her last name? Barreau?
Yeah, let's go with whatever you said.
Sorry, Lynn, you're probably going to kick me in my shin next time you see me, so I might be butchering her last name. But back in the day, when she was a teenager, she was lighting people on fire back in New York, right? And rumor has it she was one of Mike Siller's students. And
I remember her.
Yeah, then she took time off. I know she has 1, maybe 2 kids now, whatnot. But she relocated to South Carolina, so she's in that same camp where Chad Silvers and Warzinski and all those guys. But yeah, she put the boots to everybody as a teenager back then, and now she took time off and she's resurfaced, and it's like she's never lost anything. This is going to be a very exciting match. This is hard to pick for me, honestly.
I got to pick. Just because, I follow Elizabeth on Instagram and I see what she's doing to get ready for this. And she looks like she's just absolutely shredded and put on muscle and she's ready.
Man, this lady, and I'm going to say this on the air, and I hope people don't take this out of context or, don't. I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but Elizabeth is so shredded and in shape. She's got muscles in places where people don't even have places. Okay. That's how, and I'm telling you right now, I follow her Instagram, not a stalker, but we're Instagram, friends and stuff. And the amount of work she puts in, I mean, religious. And it's hard to go against someone like that. You know what I mean? Or to bet against someone like that.
Well, I'm taking Elizabeth, and it's going to be, I assume they're sticking with the usual format of best of 5.
Yeah.
And I will take Elizabeth 3-1.
Just to be different, I'm taking Lynn 3-2.
Okay. Now, we have, I just want to pause for a second here, just to comment on what Jay Clean said. He said, 4 months is not enough time for Travis to get into good enough shape to give Hermes any problems he needs at least a year. And then there was another comment from Justin saying, I don't think Travis has the drive to train that long. Knowing what I know about Travis, I don't know that he's ever dedicated longer than 4 months to train for any particular match. That being said, he has probably not done much in the past couple of years. But I think if Travis has 8 weeks, he can be ready for, or he used to be able to be ready for anyone. 4 months, I think he will be ready for sure.
Can I comment on that?
No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Think about this. When was Travis ever one to train hard for a match anyway? He'll tell you himself he's the laziest person ever to train. He doesn't train like maybe you and I would train. He doesn't train, like other guys would train for a match. That's just not his thing. He sticks to what he does, which is, and besides, you also got to look at it this way. Who said he hasn't been training up to that point? Because we don't know exactly what Travis has been doing aside from going to NFL football games or whatnot and going to these other tournaments and being an MC. Like, we don't know what he does on his off time. I just know from watching is that if you ever notice the early shows between Artem and Travis was in his living room or dining room. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we started doing the show in the gym and he's doing the side pressure machine. Travis does not do that unless it's for a reason. And then he did it, and then he had a hernia situation, so then he stopped. Now he's back training again. So if I'm looking at it that way, I don't think, will he be ready? I don't know. Time will tell.
I don't know if Travis would go. I don't know if he'd go to the trouble of trying to make a comeback for a one-off. I think if he's coming back for a while. Unless Hermes destroys him, and then we might not see him. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Travis will win. I think he'll come back.
Money will motivate Travis.
Well, that's the other thing, man. He doesn't need money anymore.
Money is money. I don't know whether he doesn't need it or they say, hey, I got enough money as much as I need. But if you're going to offer me more money, fuck, I'll take it.
Yeah, no. I guess.
Because think about it. And we'll go a few years back. Is it 4 years now? That Moldova, when he pulled Georgie and walked right through him?
That was 2018. So, man, yeah.
It's been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes to Moldova and Georgie, at that point, he was still winning WAF championship, but he wasn't known as he is now, but walked right through him. So it wasn't like Travis was like.
It wasn't even close.
Right. And it wasn't like Travis was in the gym twice a day, though, either.
Travis looked huge in Moldova. Like his arms and shoulders looked as big as I've ever seen them. And he came back for that one-off.
Yeah. So who's to say that he can't get that much bigger by the time April rolls around?
Like, in my opinion, he looked better there than he did in the WAL.
Yeah. There's something to say when there's money involved and it's out there for Travis. Travis will do what's necessary for him to win. Now, his training may benefit him and maybe not anybody else because that year he won both hammers. He beat who he had to beat. He had to beat what? Who did he beat on the left? Who did he beat the left to win that one? I know he beat.
On which one? The last one, the 2017?
I know he beat. 1 year he beat Jerry. And then he beat Dave on the right hand.
On the
that might
left
have been
arm,
the same show.
I had him right over at the pin, like for the first time ever on the left arm.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to push me off the back of the pad and foul me out.
Yeah.
And then he went on, and I had a slip out loss to Dave, which wasn't supposed to be a rule, but then Chafee, I think, went on to be in the final with Travis on the left hand.
Right. That was weird. But yeah, so honestly, I think Travis will be ready. When you're motivated like that, he'll be ready. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on with this Knuckles Up 2.
The next two matches, home cooking. Steve Walker himself against the return
Tank.
of the Tank, Jeremy Petruccio.
Man, I like Tank. He's we go way back, man. Like we pulled at UAL 9. And I think Tank is actually considered the underdog here, but he went through that qualifying tournament to get to this event. Am I right on that?
I think so.
Yeah. And
Now,
he has not been around for a long time, but he's back.
I know he had some health issues going on, and now that's behind him, which is good. You've been on there before. Do you have to? Because I know here's the thing. Because if I'm not mistaken, Knuckles Up just had a qualifying tournament not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I want to say Steve. Yeah, and Steve won his class. Well, I think is that what got him on the car? I'm not. I can't remember.
I can't remember who the winner of that was. I thought it was. Well, okay.
Is it true that if you win one of those qualifying that you get a car? It's almost like what East vs. West is doing.
High Five is in the house, and it said Steve Walker qualified by doing that.
Okay.
And Tank was invited, so I got it backwards. Yeah.
Because I thought you had to qualify. I'm like, well, shit, if you got to qualify, then I might need to start making, plans to go East or something like that.
Well, you don't have to qualify. They do what they want to do, but to guarantee yourself a spot, you qualify.
Should I be waiting by my phone?
Who knows? I don't know. You know what? The interesting part about this card is there are some returning faces, but not a lot. Like I like how they do their format where there's no established champion that has to keep defending, because then you get a lot of rinse and repeat. Oh, and the High Five just said there's more qualifiers coming.
Interesting. If High Five could possibly to Canadian town near you.
Canadian
there you
town
go.
near you. Wow.
It'd be interesting if they have time to hop on for a quick second, just to kind of, since today's show is about the prediction show. It'd be interesting to know how many qualifiers do they have.
Well, they've had one. So, I mean, we're talking about the future here. I bet there'll be some announcements coming pretty soon, but
right.
We could always.
Yeah, I'm curious now, because talking over the holiday weekend, the missus and I were, because I told you what my plans were this year. 64-man deal, IFA Nationals and IFA Worlds, but we had a couple snacks and hiccups come up that may interfere with me going to Worlds, so that might open some things up. But you and I can talk about that after the show, obviously.
Okay.
Cheers.
You see Jay Clean's comment here? That's a true story. The guy got killed on a bus. You know what else is a true story? That guy that killed the guy on the bus is not in jail.
Really?
He cut that dude's head off on the bus with a knife. Anyway, that's a story for another day.
What the fuck? Wow. Anyway, back to our show. Steve Walker, 3-1, hometown guy. He'll have everybody there. So
I'm going with Tank, because Tank's my buddy, man. So I'm going to go 3-0, even though I know that he's probably a long shot.
And once again, people, because this was a soapbox on a few episodes ago, just because we didn't pick a certain person doesn't mean we don't like him. Doesn't mean that,
I don't know anything about Steve, to be honest.
I do. I met him at the IFA World Championships in 2021 in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, you'll know he's there. Loud voice and all, super duper motivator, and he actually motivated me. He was yelling at me, not like at me, but he was yelling at one of my matches what to do and stuff, which is kind of cool, So yeah.
These guys want to hear the story of the bus. Maybe when we're done our predictions, if we have time, I'll tell the bus story.
That'll take place of today's soapbox, because you can't start 2024 with a soapbox. Can't do that.
No.
So you said Tank, I said Walker. Now let's go back, and this is probably one of the more intriguing ones, I think, because as we go on, the matches get better, right? But once again, because this guy had an awesome showing at the first Knuckles Up, had an awesome showing at the 198-pound round robin, Mr. Jason Merlot, the man himself, another hometown boy, taking on Tom Holland of United Kingdom. What we got?
I think it's going to be this. I would almost have said the Merlot was the underdog last time. And hey, Jody.
Oh, yes. Yes. Look who's here. What is up?
What is happening, fellas?
What's going on, Will?
I'm doing fantastic. I have to start off by saying, first.
Oh, shit. What a build-up, and then it just cuts off.
Wow, really? It looked like the sun was out where he was at.
Well, we'll wait for Will to get it back together here.
Oh, my Lord. It's like overcast over here, and he gets on there. The sun was out. Oh, man. What we're going to say. There he is.
Sorry about that. Anyway, I was going to say, obviously, thank you guys always for all the support. We truly appreciate it. And my man, Ryan, I am following your 25 hard, right? 25 hard, is it?
Yeah.
I'm on a similar path. When we last met, I was at 346. I'm down to 310. I'm trying to get down to 275, trying to get jacked and super, super fast on the table. So it's good stuff. I love it.
Awesome. Did you see my 84-hour fast?
I did. And I have not done, I've done 72, which I think we might have talked about once, but that's the longest I've ever done. And it's great. It resets you, all that type of stuff. It's fantastic stuff here. You know, I love it. I love New Year, new everybody. We're going to keep crushing it.
Yeah.
So
we were just starting to talk about Merlot versus Holland.
Ooh, yes. I obviously, having been able to feel Jason on the table, I'm only a little over 2 years into the sport. But I'm making my way up there, and his ability to control people's hand. And when I say he has taken massive strides over the last 3 months, he's not the same arm wrestler from Knuckles Up 1. 100%.
That's saying a lot.
Big time. So, and I hear, obviously Tom Holland is legend in his own right. And I'm excited. I think it's a great matchup. What do you think? Where do you guys think it's going to end up?
Is this a right-handed match or left?
Right-handed match.
I'll tell you what, because not only was I impressed with, I'm always impressed with Merlot because let's be real, he's a lefty at heart like Ryan and I. So he already won this over. But I know I was impressed with him at Knuckles Up 1, and then I was really impressed when he went to Tennessee for that round robin, that 98-pound round robin. And that was right-handed. That's not his preferred hand. And he looked at very dominant then. So I'm thinking, you know what? This guy is his momentum is just skyrocketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's very hungry and he's very determined. I'm not someone to put people's personal lives out, but he's had a difficult couple of months and he took that and just put it all into arm wrestling and has been absolutely just, from what I hear, because he trains for 2 teams. His main team is Beast Mode, which is out of New Jersey, but he also comes to our practices for the High Five like every few weeks.
Right.
And he will just annihilate himself on the table to the point where he can't even move his arm anymore. And just really committed on just working on his inside game because his hand is there all day long.
Yeah.
But I think he's just trying to build up that inside pressure, knowing that Tom is probably going to sink him down into a hook and fight on the inside. So I think if he can keep it outside, post up real high, it's going to be a tough day for Tom. But I can't. I'm supposed to be non-biased or not supposed to pick a win.
Well, I think it's going to go I think Jason's going to win this match. Nanastad was an awesome opponent, and if Jason has made improvements since then that cements my pick.
I think I'm picking, Merlot to win 3-1. But I'm telling you, if Tom gets into that hook, it is very difficult to get out of it. And I don't want people to think because of Tom's stature, just because a guy's pretty lean and tall, doesn't mean he ain't got no power, inside power. I've seen Tom go toe-to-toe with some of the best and will sit there for a while in the hook and then come out on top. So I think you're right, Will, when you said if Jason can keep the match on the outside, then it's a good chance he'll win that one. He just needs to make sure to keep Tom's hand flat. Not that Tom can't, go, but I think keeping the hand flat and staying outside goes right into Jason's wheelhouse. And I think if he does that, then he's going to have a good day.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to address a super chat from Jay Clean, $10. Bring
Another
back
one.
the journey, he says. That was a segment I used to do. I kind of do it, Jay Clean. It's over on my other YouTube channel for my business. And, there's reasons why I've been putting on more content over there, but check it out.
What's next for you, Will?
Well, for me, so I don't think I posted much about it, but that match with Leroy, even though I took the victory, a lot of those hits, they did a little bit of damage to my shoulder. Nothing bad, but it was actually surprisingly, I have like some pretty bad bicep tendonitis. But I'm coming back from that. The goal is, I believe it's March 16th. I'm trying to take Winter Blast by storm and win the whole damn thing.
Yes.
That's the fucking goal. Like they're going to see a lean, mean, fast fucking hitting machine come March 16th. I've just been training really hard, lots of static stuff, building up, as much isometric strength as I can. Because my one thing I would say in terms of my journey that I've been able to excel at is my hand is very strong and I have good control there. It's just maintaining that lock and just building up my elbow strength as much as possible, especially being in, the super heavyweight class. It's as Ryan, as you very clearly know, you could diet all you want. We're not getting to 245,
I did it in 2013.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't. I had to cannibalize my muscle mass to get there.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but yeah, that's my goal is Winter Blast, myself, Chris, and a lot of our team will all be coming, as a force. And the goal is for me to win Winter Blast. That's the only goal I have is I want to come in there, make a statement, and move forward. I don't have any plans for any super matches. Obviously we've been focused so much on getting up Knuckles up 2 going and 3 and 4. Oh wait, sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, we're gonna assume that those are.
But we've been focusing so much on getting all this stuff and the groundwork laid. So training has taken a little bit of a backseat, but still crushing it. And yeah, that's the goal: is Winter Blast in March and just keep climbing up the ranks.
Nice.
So since we got you on the show right now, and you mentioned qualifiers, because we talked about Steve Walker qualifying at the qualifier you guys had. So how many qualifiers do you plan on having?
Okay, so we busted our first qualifier just a few weeks ago, kind of as a test run, and everything was wonderful. We had about, I want to say 80 or 90 entries, which was great. That's right and left hand. And what we did is the overall right hand of all the weight categories and divisions won a spot on Knuckles Up too. Gotcha. So Steve Walker, hell of a guy, reffed the whole day and competed and ended up taking the win against Nick Stone was there.
Yeah.
Joe Galgochi was there. I'm trying to think. I'm blanking on some of the names. We had some pretty amazing pullers that day. So the goal is for 2024 is to now officially take it on the road. We don't have any dates set yet, but we are looking somewhere down south, somewhere Midwest, and somewhere way up north. That's why I mentioned possibly in Canada and a town near you. So we're working on trying to cover the whole Northeast. So hoping to have 3 to 4 qualifiers. But the way it would work as of right now is you win the overall at a qualifier, we put you on knuckles up 3. You win an overall at the next one, we'll put you on 4. We really want to create an opportunity for these arm wrestlers that are amazing, and they maybe they can't travel to an East versus West qualifier, or they can't find themselves traveling over to Turkey or whatever it may be. Just really representing the sport at its grassroots. And that's kind of what our whole thing, like we always say, is arm wrestling for the people, by the people. Yes, we want to have, the Marsha Barbosas and maybe Devin Larratt one day, Ryan Espey, all these like legends of the sport. But that's what, we always say our first match of the night is all about, is giving someone the limelight, showing them, what it's all about, and putting them on one of the biggest stages in the world. So the goal is 3 to 4 for 2024, all around the United States. We're obviously finishing up a little bit of logistics, and dates will be coming soon.
Okay. And I like that, because last year, I was a product of opportunity, right? I got the opportunity to go to Arm Wars. I got that opportunity to go out of Monster Factory. So, when you put it like that, it gives people, and like Ryan and I, we've been talking about this forever and ever. When you get those big names out there to headline your event, it's awesome. But when you get all the events as the same headliners that's on this promotion and that promotion back there, then it gets to be a point where it's like, okay, now you're going to regurgitate the same stuff over and over again. And those hungry pullers that want to be on there and get that shine will never get that opportunity, because, okay, I'm not going to upstage this guy because he's an elite puller. I'm not going to, be on arm bed because of this guy, because I understand that, but at the same time, there's a lot of pullers that a lot of people don't know about because they never got the opportunity, and you guys are doing an awesome job with that. So tip my hat to you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And that's kind of, I don't like to say negative things, obviously, to other promotions and all that type of stuff, because we're all trying to, I like to think positive, and we're all trying to do the best for the arm wrestling community. But you are right. It is unfortunately kind of becoming a regurgitation of the same rotation over and over and over and over again. And we need some fresh faces. We need matchups that people didn't think about, right? Yes. We know who the number 1 in the world is. Yeah. Okay, great. But what if the number 1 in this weight class went versus this weight class? And then what if you made it left hand? And what if you did? It's like, let's bring some excitement back to the sport. Let's change things up a little bit. Like Ryan knows, well, the thing I'm most excited for is on Thursday night, when all the athletes, on Friday, we're going to do Thursday night, I think it was. Thursday night, when all the athletes are finally in, and we sit them at the table, and I go, all right, guys, who's doing the secret match? And they talk with each other, and they're going to nominate 2 people, and we're going to have something that nobody even thought of, right? So last time, Merlot was, his dominant hand is left.
Right.
And so was Nonostad. So they said, screw it, let's run it back left-handed. So we were like, awesome. So the whole live stream was done, and we kept the cameras rolling. And I don't even know who it's going to be this time, because think about it. We've got Baek Sung-yul, number 1 in Korea, Ryan Bowen. That's going to be a crazy match. Yes. We still have, as you said, Merlot. You have Cody Merritt there. You got Camille. I mean, there's just...
You got Sharkovich and Warzinski.
Warzinski, Shark, Brandon Allen. I mean, the matchups that could happen, because it's not like it has to be, the same weight class. If RVJ is like, I want to take on Camille, screw it, let it happen. Like, I am so for it. So I know I'm going on a ring here, but I'm just so excited to bring new things to the platform.
Let me ask you something, Will.
Yeah.
Let's say the athletes decide they want the secret match to be RVJ versus Ryan Bowen, and they've both already pulled right-handed. Are those guys willing to do it?
You had to go there, Ryan. You had to go there.
Hey, of course. You know what, Will? What you should do? Remember how Merlot and Nonostad had a one-off that no one saw in the actual show, and it was kind of hush-hush. there's nothing saying, because you're going to have RVJ and Bowen in the same building. And we know the history between those guys at the build-up. A match that should have happened, never happened.
So
there's nothing.
I will say this, and Chris is probably going to get mad at me if he's watching. Chris, I'm sorry. Long story short, we do know that Ryan Bowen and RVJ are going to both be at Arm Gods, I believe, in a couple months.
Yep, there's that too.
We have nothing. He just texted me. Yes, he's watching. We have nothing planned for them. In respect to Arm Gods, because I know they are planning to try and do something with the two of them. We're just going to let them do their thing. If something happens, something happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We don't want to step on anybody's toes. Also, the reason why I bring that up, though, is they were just on Paul Italia's podcast, and there really isn't a beef anymore. They were kind of both like, yeah, we're adults now. I was young. You were this, you were that. So I don't think it's what everyone thinks it is. I think they're pretty much, hey, yeah, we had a little beef a couple years ago. No big deal now. Let's just get back to it. So if it happens and the two of them want to do it, I'm not going to say no. But it wasn't my fault.
I'll do you one better.
I'll
do you one better, Will. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do because this is your show, but I'm going to tell you this. Because North America wants to see that match, whether the beef is behind us or not. But I'm going to tell you something else. Because there were three guys, and Ryan knows where I'm going to go with this. About 3 years ago, that was like, okay, we want to see some kind of variation of Corey West, Chance Shaw, Derek Smith. Some way, somehow, we need to see that variation. If Corey West is injured these days, there ain't Chance has been the knuckles up before. There ain't nothing saying that you can be like, well, you can't put those guys against East versus West because they're both from the West. It doesn't make sense to have two guys from the West go to Turkey and pull, or two guys from the West going to pull in Dubai. What if one of your main matches down the road sometime this year in 2024, because I'm going to predict that right now. Who's to say there won't be a Derek Smith and Chance Shaw at a future Knuckles Up in 2024 to headline that event? There, I said it.
I like it. I like it. I think that's a good matchup. But the real question is, what is Ryan Espey's next match?
At Knuckles Up or just in general?
Booked,
at Knuckles Up. At Knuckles Up. And is it left-handed or right-handed?
You tell me. You tell me, man.
Well, one thing I will say is, I mean, obviously we know your left is your dominant arm, and this matchup between Camille, and I know we're skipping forward in the lineup, but between Camille and Cody is going to be very interesting because for any of you guys know, Cody is coming off a little bit of an injury. I think he had like a hip surgery or whatever. So he's ready and roaring to come back. He's had not the greatest luck at East vs. West. Camille obviously just took a very massive loss against someone help me with the name. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah,
Ivan Matyushenko.
Thank you. He's an incredible puller. So I think they're both hungry. I think they're both want to prove that, Camille's like, I'm this up and coming. His left is better. Obviously, Cody, left hand, world champion. But the winner of that match or the loser might be a good matchup. I don't know. We'll see. We need to highlight left-handed arm wrestling because
Thank you. Somebody said it. Thank you.
I think it's one of my biggest pet peeves, even on our team, is everyone wants to pull right, but nobody wants to pull left. And I'm like, guys, like my right's slightly injured, so my left is crushing it right now, and I'm feeling fantastic. It's like you can't just forget this whole pumpkin pancake thing about one. Like, it's just not practical. We need both arms, okay? So I don't know, Ryan. You need to just start shooting us some text messages. And the other thought I had is bringing back some people we haven't seen in a while, like his first name is Nick. It's not Vina. What is it, Nick?
Vina.
Nick Zinna?
I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening with him. Maybe he wants to come back. There's a lot of those guys that I feel like are just waiting in the wings, and they're waiting for a knock at the door to be like, hey, brush off the old boots and get back on the table again.
Well, there's a ton of those guys like Passmore and Withers. Like, they've been around, but they haven't been on like a big super match card.
Or what is his name? Older gentleman had an amazing matchup with Saplenkov at the Arnold's.
Lupke's.
Lupke's, thank you. Richard Lupke's. I'm assuming the way the guy's lifestyle was, he's probably still as strong as an ox.
Most likely. He is genetically different from anyone I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Ryan, we definitely want to have you back on. We've said that since the beginning. I think it's just we want to find the right match. And we're going to find it. We're going to make it happen. We got to represent Canada, right?
I'm excited, man. It's going to be a good year.
It's going to be very good. So you guys, which matches you covered? Just Merlot right now. What's up next?
Shark and Brzezinski.
Oof.
That, you know what? The more we go down this card, the more difficult it gets.
Man, I got a pick already. I know my pick already.
Oh, really? Go ahead.
I think Brzezinski is going to take this one 3-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I believe in their history. I believe Adam has Andre has won the last 2 times they met.
It's going to be a different animal.
I think Warzinski is coming in with a vengeance. So, and he's not a big social media guy, but he's been silent. Andre has been throwing some shade his way, and he hasn't said a word.
Does he? He doesn't usually get involved with that kind of stuff, does he?
No, yeah. He's a pretty like tamed, quiet guy.
Here's the thing, because yes, I mean, when Adam is motivated, he's dangerous. But I tend to wonder, like, I saw that and was like, I was more impressed with the showing from Merlot in the 198 round robin than Adam. Because then Adam, didn't he lose to Robbie Russell?
Did he?
Because I think it went Toulier went 11-0, Russell lost once, then it went
and then there was like a 4-way tie for third, right? Or something like that.
It went Warzinski, then Merlot. I think those are the top 4. So, and that's like, okay. I mean, he did awesome, but now, Sharkovich is not 198 either. I mean, that dude is just like, you see the pipes on that dude? Like, I don't know. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, I
don't want to go against him, but I might have to go with Shark. 3-1.
I just think if I had any prediction, I think it's going to go all 5 rounds. That's my prediction.
Think so?
There you go.
Yeah, I think so.
You know who you should get on your card? Have you ever heard of Jerome Loud?
Oh, yeah. You
need to get him on your card.
Okay.
He was the guy that he got second place to Matt Mask in the East versus West qualifier finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to get a hold of him in some way. I mean, he's not a social media guy either, but he's one guy that, man, you need to get him on there too.
That's something, though, which is unfortunately, right? Like,
right.
I live on this cell phone, right? I'm running, our social media, and so is Chris. And for the business I work for, I run theirs. If there's one tip I can give all of you guys, especially anybody who's listening, if you want to be a good arm wrestler, I know this sucks. You got to get on social media because you gotta get your name out there and you got to let people know. Jason Merlot, he really took a big step forward after Knuckles Up 1. And, he's been blasting all over the place. And then he was invited to the round robin. And then now he's on Knuckles Up 2. And I'm sure he's going to be getting a call from other people soon. So you got to get your face, they got to put a face to the name.
Yeah, Merlot stepped it up a lot. I see him doing cardio all the time, talking to the camera.
Oh, yeah. Why he's doing cardio, though, I don't know. The guy is shredded all year round.
Now we got Ryan Bowen, and how do you pronounce his opponent's last name?
It's Baek Sung Yul.
Baek Sung Yul.
Baek Sung Yul. Okay.
And he is the best arm wrestler from
Korea. For about 7 years now, on and off, I believe.
Yeah. I do not know how he would stack up. And to be honest, I mean, Bowen looks like he's put on a tremendous amount of muscle. And I don't know how it's going to translate, but I mean, I have to assume that he's at his all-time best. And man, that's a tough one to call. I mean, the obvious choice, I think, for me would be Bowen to win the match.
What I would say to you guys is take a minute after we're done here and watch Beck's match with Svetan Gashevsky from about, I want to say 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Gashevsky took the win, but it was very impressive, especially after watching Craig and Svetan on Knuckles Up 1. And, Svetan, that was a masterclass, of just hand control and waiting up opponent and bleeding him out. It was absolutely beautiful. But Beck was holding his own much better than Craig did. So I do think this is going to be a battle. It's another battle. If I had to pick, just because I think Ryan really wants this match because it's another big, step for him. I think Ryan, especially after we've had some conversations with him, he's actually on his flight. He's flying in from California right now. I got to pick him up in about 3-4 hours. But I think he wants this match really bad. So I think if I had to edge someone out, I think it might be Ryan. But watch that match between Svetan and Beck. It was impressive, very impressive.
I definitely will.
Your stock can rise with the loss, by the way.
Well, I mean, Beck he's building a name in North America by coming over here. So, man, he's going to want it pretty bad too.
Yeah. It's quite a shame, I think. And one of our goals is to start highlighting countries that aren't highlighted. Korea has some incredible arm wrestlers. Incredible. India, incredible arm wrestlers. So we're trying to bring more and more of those athletes over here, also because they love arm wrestling. They love watching arm wrestling. What was his name? I believe was he Japanese or Korean that John Brzezinski pulled in Pulling John?
That was
Yoshi?
Yoshi, yes, Japanese.
Yeah. Yoshi Kanai. We were even like, let's get him out of retirement. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Jay Clean knows. See,
the last time I saw Yoshi pull was on the terrace suite of the MGM Grand, and he flew over here for that event, that
Arm Wars, right?
Arm Wars event. And in his very first match, Don Underwood hit right through him, and it tore his bicep right off.
Oh,
yeah, and he had to get that surgically repaired. And I don't know that I've seen him since.
But yeah, we would love to start highlighting more of these athletes from these other countries because I mean their followings are massive.
Yes.
And obviously hats off to the Georgians and the Russians and their work ethic and obviously whatever they're doing, they've got the right formula.
Right.
But I truly believe that there are people waiting in the wings that just haven't been given the time of day.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you're going to see guys like Taras Evenkim coming back.
Ooh, Ivakin? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm taking Bowen. I don't know, Jody, who you got?
I say Bowen 3-2 because after, and I don't want to get too far into this because I know it's a Knuckles Up prediction show, but when Bowen kind of burned his bridges with Neil and burned his bridges with Ingen, and all of a sudden all his guys at his AW, was it AWC? Is that his event? AW something.
AWE.
AWC is the Canadian one.
That's right. There's so many acronyms. But when that got scraped, like that started taking some of his guys, like Adair, they started taking head of Metarengi. They took him away. And then now it's like he has to go pull guys in India. He's looking for that, okay, I need to get back into the game. And I think this right here is a perfect opportunity for him to say, hey, I'm still here. I'm not gone away yet. Here I am. So I think that motivation right there will get him. And I'm going to say for that, Bowen 3-2.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you because I think Bowen in a super match is willing to take a loss to figure out exactly where he needs to be in later rounds. He's that smart and that patient. So 3-2 would be a reasonable score to expect.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 more matches left, guys.
And also, Jay Clean, I just made that up. So about Terrace coming back.
Well, there you go. So we got,
oh, man.
I don't know if it's the co-main event, but I know it's a big match. Brandon Allen, RVJ. I know who I got, and y'all might hate me for saying this.
Well, then go ahead and say it.
I'm picking Brandon Allen.
Wow.
I will go on a limb
score?
and say that.
Can there is the match, there's the guy across the table, but then there's the unspoken competition because Bowen and RVJ are not going to want to lose in front of each other on the same card.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because, Brandon walks in, has nothing to lose. All he can do is go up. There is so much, and I'm glad RVJ is taking these matches because I think he's on the card too. Who's he pulling at arm guys? God, I can't remember. So I know Bowen's pulling Ron Bath at arm guys. RVJ is pulling somebody, and I can't remember who. But there's so much pressure, maybe, and I want to cheer for RVJ so bad. And again, folks, it doesn't mean I hate the guy. It doesn't mean I dislike the guy. It's just we have Brandon Allen, as strong as he is, he has nothing to lose. It gives people an extra, pep in your steps, so to speak. When Armworth Valley check, Ryan, you were there against Sasho. He went down 6-0, disappeared for a while. Resurfaced, came back to East First West, didn't work out for a while, disappeared for a while. So I don't know exactly what to expect from RVJ. I'm just being real. Nothing against him personally. I'm just being real.
This post wins. He even managed to get the accent written in there for the Concrete Elbow guy. Hello, guys, and welcome to Concrete Elbow.
Yeah. So this is where everybody's gonna, jump on my back, and I don't know what I'm talking about, which is fine. It's a prediction show. I'm just predicting that. I could very well be wrong about this, but I'm going Brandon Allen.
I don't think it's a bad prediction. I think it's a game of hand control. Rob, massive hand.
Yeah.
Brandon, big guy too, but Brandon really likes to rely on his King's move.
Yes.
And I'm just not sure, depending on how strong it is now, I just don't think RVJ is the type of person to lose his hand to a King's move. Maybe he'll tire out and then eventually it'll crack back, but that's tough. That's a tough one. So
yeah,
I would have to say, I personally think Rob Vision's probably the slight favorite here. And I'll just leave it there.
And like I said, I could be very wrong about this, but we all know what a King's move, a move a lot of people do not like. But as long as you can keep your pronation in that King's move, it's very hard to beat. That's the key to that King's move. If you don't have pronation, your arm's going down. But if you got just enough here and you're out there, that's pretty hard to beat, But like I said, we'll see. Espey, your prediction?
RVJ, 3-1.
3-1. Wow. I think that's a good prediction.
Yeah. I think he'll get him once. I think RVJ is going to have to dig deep to finish it.
Yeah.
Because a King's move in a super match is a tough thing.
Yeah. I think Brandon, it's One thing you gotta love about these two guys too is obviously, as we know, RVJ has always been outspoken about, all these guys are using all this shit and blah 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 blah.
Right.
And Brandon's the exact opposite. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a bunch of shit for this match.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we definitely know one of the guys is coming in fueled up to the gills.
Well, the weird thing is RVJ used to, there was that time period where he wanted everyone to be drug tested.
That's right. That's right.
That's what him and Bowen were going to have that match, and he wanted like drug testing like crazy.
And this will be the first time you meeting Rob. All I will say is that if he is that strong naturally, God bless those genetics. Man,
I 100% believe that he is.
Then that's fucking awesome, man. Like, there are specimens, and then there are specimens, and he's got to be one of them because, man, I can't wait to just shake that guy's hand and just be like, let me hold you on the table for. Let me rephrase. Let me just not hold. Let me just feel what happens on the table for 2 seconds as you annihilate me.
Yeah. No. Rob's an interesting guy, and I think you're going to have a blast.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. Fellas, I got to run back into work. That is my lunch break. I just want to say once again, thank you so much. Obviously, we really, truly appreciate the support. Ryan, we're going to figure something out for you. No problem. We might be finding something out for you, Jody, too. I don't know what we're going to work on it. You might have to come down to one of those qualifiers and show us what you got. But God bless, guys. I appreciate everything, and I hope you all be watching on January 6th.
Sounds good. We will. Hey, thanks for joining us.
I bought mine this morning, Will. Have fun. We'll talk to you soon.
Love it. Thanks a bunch, guys. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
We got one more match, Jody.
That was a bonus. You like that? That's how you kick off a new year with 2 super chats, and Will got on there. Woo!
Yep.
Jablonski and Cody Merritt, the main event.
I know where my prediction is going with this.
I know where mine is going.
The second I saw the match get made. Now, I can argue against myself if it makes you feel better, but I think Cody 3-0. And what I felt from Cody was a level that I have not felt in a long, long time. It would be a level where I would suspect that if it was a best of 3 again with him versus Devin, that he would take it.
Mm-hmm.
The complicated part is the endurance factor that comes in the later rounds. Camille is an extremely good up-and-coming arm wrestler. Nobody expected him to beat Chafee, and he did.
Right.
I just don't think Cody has any holes right now, and the X factor in this match is that Bob Brown is probably going to be there in his corner.
Oh, I would imagine so. I got Cody winning 3-1.
I think 3-0.
I think Cody will win match 1, 2, lose 3, and then finish it off in 4.
I just don't think it's going to even.
Hey, I'm picking Cody to win no matter what. But,
I don't like Jay. I don't think he can get position. Jay's mentioning whether or not he can get position on Cody or not. I don't think he can get it. And I think, it's left-handed. I think even if he does get it, I think Cody can pull through it.
So tell everybody, because, I was there in person, but when you pull Cody at the North vs. South, tell everybody what you felt.
The only vulnerability he had was outside of the strap. And if I could have held his fingers, maybe I could have opened him up a little bit. But if you want to get to the strap, you can get to the strap. And Camille doesn't pull the way that would be any kind of risk to Cody. Cody felt like iron in back pressure, side pressure. And once that strap was on, in the hand and wrist, of course.
Right.
And there wasn't a whole lot of movement there. He's tightened up everything. Yeah. If he goes for a flop press, it's not going to be a good day for Camille.
Oh yeah, because Cody can it's almost like his style, because it's the high posting. it falls right into his wheelhouse if somebody were to try to flop, because then it's like Cody just sweep that thing right over.
Yeah.
So
Jay, you're correct, but once it went to the strap, that stopped happening. So Jay mentioned I was cracking his wrist before I fouled out. Fair enough.
yeah. So, woo, what a show!
Should I tell the bus story?
Hey, y'all ready? Where's Scott?
Where's Scott? Yeah.
What the hell? Okay, I tell you what. Yeah, hit the bus story. But you know what though? It's
GB asked this question. Honestly, I don't think so. GB, I don't think so.
Well, is he talking about conditioning wise?
I
know Travis had mentioned something about that.
I don't know, man. Like, I think he would lose a little bit of power.
Well, are we gonna get in trouble for talking about the bus story?
No, it's out there. There's even YouTube videos about it. But a bus leaves. Hey. Yeah, Jay Clean, you are correct. The bus leaves, I think it was Edmonton, drives all the way, like we're talking 12, 13 hours across the country heading towards Portage. This guy, Vince Lee, that was on the bus, like both these guys were on the bus at one point, just decides to move his seat and then just pulls out a knife and randomly attacks some dude. And everyone gets off the bus except for the victim and the attacker. And the police outside, could not get in there to do anything. And, anyway, we talked about what happened earlier.
How do you not get in the bus? Like, what?
Well, by the time they got there, it was already over. Like, and he did some real crazy shit. Like, started to eat pieces of the guy. Like, the guy was nuts. It took, well, they finally got him. They arrested him. They put him in, he went to a hospital. He was not found criminally responsible because of mental illness. I think he did about 10 years there, and he was released. And I think he's back I think he's from China, and he's back there.
Like, he's back in China?
Yeah. But he was on the streets in Canada for a long time after that, but have medicated and monitored.
What the hell, man?
Yeah. Not to put a damper on the whole show because it's positive, but that was what they were alluding to at the start of the show.
What the hell?
I remember that happening because it happened 5 minutes drive away from where I'm sitting right now.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
How in the world does someone do that? And then, because usually I thought that, did he go to a mental institution?
Yep.
I thought once you go there, there ain't no getting out.
Took a long time, but he got out.
Huh. Interesting.
When I worked I worked in corrections for a long time. And I went to, there was a kid that was in jail because he was on his way to shoot up a church at a trunk full of guns. And they caught him before he did it. And I was his case manager, and I went to his parole hearing and said, this guy should not be released. And they released him anyway.
Based on what? What the fuck is going on around here?
Yeah, that's a snapshot of the Canadian justice system for you.
Wow.
And we digress.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the guy changed his identity and he's gone. I don't remember what the new identity was, but a new identity, and he's off to wherever he was. I know he's not in Canada. Stevie Diamond. I am not a lawyer. I was a case manager at a correctional facility. So I was handling that particular person's programming therapy, if you want to call it that. That's how it is.
Very sad, everybody. However, I do want to shed some light that, hey, keep your eyes peeled on Will and Knuckles Up because they got some qualifying events coming to a town near you. Unless you live out west and you got to travel for it. But still, you know.
OJ Clean, thank you. Says I can be his therapist any day. On that note, Jody, we're sticking around for a minute, right?
Yes, we are. But everybody, thanks for joining us today, the first show of 2024. You know, and also I want to thank Clifton Erickson, Jay Clean for the super chats. That's how you kick things off. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Hope everybody pushed the like and subscribe button if you hadn't.
Yeah, they should. Soon, quick, before you get off of here.
Yeah.
So long, everybody. Watch Knuckles Up 2 this Saturday.
Damn me what, Steve? What'd I do? Did I do something?